Hello guys, welcome back to Studio Zone. So today we are at day 6 of our free day SQL challenge. So today we are going to see the problem 1378, replace employee ID with the unique identifier. Okay. And here we have employee tables with attributes ID, which is of integer type, and which we do have another attribute called name, which is of varchar type. Okay. And then the next thing is we have one more table called employee uni, where we have an ID for that particular employee and unique ID for the particular employee. Okay. And here they are saying that ID and unique ID is the primary key, which is a kind of combination of columns with unique values for this particular table. Okay. Each row of this table contains the ID and corresponding unique ID of an employee in the company. Okay. In the main employee table, we have an ID column, which is the primary key column. Okay. Each row of this table contains the ID and name of an employee in a company. Okay. So now let's see the problem statement. So write a solution to show the unique ID of each user. If a user doesn't have a unique ID, replace just show as null. Okay, we have to replace that particular employee ID and we have to show that as a null. Okay, return the result in any order. The results format in the following example. Actually, they have given the sample input and then the sample output which we need to generate. Okay, let's go through this now. So if you see the sample input of employees table, we have employee ID 1 as Elias, 7 as Bob, 11 as Mayor, 90 as Winston, 3 as Jonathan, like that, right? Employee unit table, like let's say 3. So employee ID 3, which has unique ID as 1, which means like Jonathan will come as has unique ID as 1, and then Mayer will have the unique ID as 2, Winston will have the unique ID as 3, and Bob and Elias doesn't have unique ID, so we just wanted to show them as a unique ID for them as a null. Okay. So now let's see the solve the problem, and here they have provided the explanation as well, and I have already provided you that. But if you guys want, you can just go ahead and read this particular part. Okay. So now let's solve the problem. We have two tables. Select from employees. So this is our base table, which is our actual data contains. Okay. So our base table name is employee, and I am aliasing it as E. And then we need to take the unique ID for that particular employee name, right? So for that we need to join it with the employee uni. Okay. So I am going with employee uni, and I am aliasing it as a EU. Okay, so based on which column I am going to join is based on the ID column I am going to join. Okay, so here in the employee table, ID is the primary key, so E dot ID, and into the employee unit table we have to join it based on ID column only. Okay, E dot ID. Sorry, EU dot ID. Okay, and then we need to do a left join. I'll let you know why we are doing a left join here. We can do an inner join also, but that will not give the expected result. So I will let you know guys why we are doing the inner join here. Okay, so and then next thing is what and all we need the unique ID, and then we need the name of a particular employee in the output, right? So if we see the output is unique ID with name. So here EU dot unique ID, and then E dot name. Okay, here we can select right distinct as well. Okay, to make sure here they have mentioned right in the employee unique table too, they mentioned like ID and unique ID is the primary key, like combination of columns with unique values. Okay, so each row of this table contains ID and its corresponding unique ID, like that, right? So that's why, like, for some safety purpose, suppose if there are multiple ID for which the unique ID is different, I don't think that will be possible here. So I will remove this distinct. Sorry for the confusion, guys. We don't need distinct here. I will explain you when why we have and when we have to use distinct in the place when I face such scenarios. Okay. So here we are just selecting the EU dot unique ID and then E dot employee name. If we run this piece of code, see, it has accepted our solution. Okay, so here if you see, input is this one and then output is this one, null alias Bob 231 Winston Jonathan, and we also got the expected output is also same. So now let's see why we are using the left join here. If we use the inner join, what it will happen is inner join will okay, let me open an Excel and I'll explain you guys what is inner join and left join is so that it will be easy for you guys to understood. Okay. So I have a table one here and then with column ID and then name. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1 minute guys. A, B, C, T. Okay. And then just a minute. And then I have a table 2 where I have ID, unique ID. So here I have 3 and 4, 10 and sorry. So it will be EF and then it will be sorry. This is a unique ID, right? So it will be 2 and it will be 4. Okay. So this is my table 2 and this is my table 1. Okay. So if we do the inner join based on this ID column, then what it will happen is, let's say this is our base table, right? Because we need all the names from the base table. Even though if we don't have a unique ID for this particular name, we need to show all the names into the output. That's why we are considering this employee table as base table and then this table as a I mean dependent table like employee unique table as a dependent table. Okay, so if we join this with this table into the output, if we do the inner join, only we will get 3 and 4. Okay, because inner join will work in a way like that. It will give us only the intersect values where the data is matching between both the tables. Okay, but if we do the left join, what it will do is it will give all the records from left table and then the matching records from right table. Okay, suppose for a particular record, say let's say if I have 2 in left table, that particular name is B, okay, but 2 is not present in this particular ID, right? So what will happen is in the left table, instead of picking this ID, if I pick this particular ID, employee unique ID, for the name B, the ID will become null. And then for the ID one also the name ID will become null because we are fetching the unique ID from right table and putting it here, right? So we don't have the respective ID in the sorry guys, we don't have respective ID in the employee unit table that in our dependent table. That's why it's not coming. Okay, I hope you guys are clear with this inner join and left join and why we have used here. Okay, cool. See you guys. Let's see you tomorrow with some another video in the next question only from this LeetCode. Okay, if you like this video, please do share and subscribe. It will motivate me to create more quality content. Cool. Thank you guys. See you later. Bye bye.